Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back or welcome to the Quantum Soul Evolution podcast. I'm your host, 𝐀𝐩𝐩𝐸, and this is your sacred space for deep transformation, expansion, and stepping into the most sovereign version of yourself. So, I hope that everyone is having a beautiful start to their day, afternoon, or night, whenever it is that you are tuning into this. Now, today's episode is all about reclaiming your power and breaking free from external validation and owning your truth, period. But before we dive in, I'm feeling called to start today's episode with a card pull because Spirit always has a message for us, and I know that whatever comes through will align perfectly with what we need to hear today. So today I am using the Daily Crystal Inspiration Oracle cards. So let's dive in and see what is the message from Spirit. What is it that we need to know to open up today's beautiful message of breaking free from external validation? Thank you. Breaking free from external validation. So, beautiful. Okay, we have turquoise coming through, and it says to prioritize your health. So that is a very important message. You have to allow yourself to make sure that you are balancing all aspects of your being, right? Not just your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, spiritual health, making sure that you are nourishing yourself and nurturing yourself and giving yourself everything that you truly need and taking time out of the day to pour into your cup. Every one of us needs to make sure that we have that self-care time each and every day, even if it's like 30 minutes to read, 30 minutes to do a meditation, to do yoga, to do one of your hobbies or crafts, or to work on a course. Whatever it may be, you have to allow yourself to pour into your cup, even if it's a spa day. Something like that is amazing as well. Giving yourself exactly what it is that you need, okay? I want to just read out the book. It gives us beautiful messages about this crystal, and it also gives us an affirmation. So, turquoise, let's see. Take your health into your own hands. The first step is to identify what your body needs. Everyone is unique, so your health journey requires self-reflection to discover what makes you feel your best. Then take one step, no matter how small, in service of that. Maybe you commit to going to bed 15 minutes earlier, or find a yoga routine online, or perhaps you download a meditation app, go for a walk, or work out at the gym. Whatever you choose to do for yourself and your health, make it a priority and commit to it each and every single day. With consistency, small actions will build into amazing results. So the core question says, do you treat your health as a priority? What aspect of your health could use a boost? Beautiful. Now, we have a crystal action, and it just is an affirmation that you can say. So today's crystal action affirmation is, my health is a priority, so I practice self-care. Today, do one thing to support your physical, emotional, or spiritual health. Wow, beautiful message of prioritizing our health. Yeah, you can't show up as your true authentic self if you're drained, if there's no energy, no life force left, no juice in the battery, right? So you really have to allow yourself to take a step back again, pull your energy back, call your energy back, cleanse your energy, and pour into your cup each and every single day. Okay? So beautiful. And I feel like this card really does blend in to today's message here, because this card is also reminding us that we don't need permission, right? We don't need permission to pour into our cup, to pull our energy back, to really give ourselves exactly what we need. Our power isn't something given to us. It's something that we reclaim. You have to allow yourself to be the one to show up for yourself each and every single day, right? Because so many of us have been conditioned to seek approval, to shrink ourselves, to fit into other people's expectations, and to dim our lights to make other people feel comfortable. And it's like, we can't always keep draining out our life force energy. Yes, we can love to give, absolutely, but you have to use your discernment. You have to trust your inner knowing, your inner gut, listening to that inner voice when it tells you to take a step back, right? To pour into your cup, to nourish yourself, to nurture yourself, to give yourself exactly what it is that you need, regardless of what anyone says. It's not selfish to pour into your cup. No, baby, that's self-love. That's self-love and self-care. And we have been programmed and conditioned to think that pouring into ourselves is selfish. Like, no. How are we going to operate if our battery pack is on 0? Okay, we can't pour out of an empty cup, right? So really allow yourself to know that you control this reality. Okay, break free from any external validations and fully own your truth. Okay, so now I have a reflection question to kind of open up today's message. So make sure you have your journals or your notepad. You can jot this down and go back to it later if you are listening to this on the go or whatever it may be. But again, make sure you have a journal. Make sure that you do come back and reflect. Okay, this is how you grow. This is how you expand. This is how you dig more and more into your truth. Okay, so today's reflection question is, where in your life are you still seeking permission to be your authentic self? Where in your life are you still seeking permission to be your authentic self? And really go deep, really be honest, really be truthful, and really be vulnerable with yourself, okay? You need to seek the clarity. You need to dive within in order to make a move and make a shift, right? You have to bring awareness to what it is that needs to shift, that needs to change. Know that change is a sign of expansion and growth, okay? So when you allow yourself to do the work, expect beautiful, big, expansive changes, okay? More abundance, more love, more reasons to be grateful, right? Allowing yourself to be authentic and being who you truly are. So I want you to sit with this question as we move through today's episode. Where in your life are you still seeking permission to be your authentic self? Okay, so now I want to dive in and talk about why we seek external validation and how it holds us back. So from our childhood, like we were talking about in the first 2 episodes, we were talking about how our subconscious mind is formed during the ages of 0 to 7. So during childhood, we are conditioned to look outside of ourselves for approval from our parents, teachers, friends, social media, wanting likes and all of these things, right? We're programmed to want these things and to crave these things and thinking that we need these things in order to feel love and feel seen and feel valued and heard. But you have to realize that seeking external validation can feel like safety, right? But in reality, it creates a disconnect from our inner truth. When we're going outside of ourselves trying to, hey, should I do this? Does this look good on me? Like, what do you think I should do? You're giving all of your power away, and now you're allowing other people to dictate your life. So again, you don't need to ask anyone for approval to be who you truly are, to do the job or the career that you want, to have the car that you want, to have the home, to have the life, to have whatever it is that you are desiring. Know that you don't need any external validation to prove your worth, to prove anything. Okay? So realize that when we rely on external validation, again, we give our power away and our worth becomes dependent on other people's opinions. It's almost like we're craving it. We go on social media, we post something, and it's like we're craving to make sure that it gets likes and make sure that it's, going, make sure that it's doing the numbers that you want it to do, right? Or making sure that you dress a certain way because you want people to accept you, or literally whatever it may be, okay? You have to realize that your worth is not dependent on other people. The way that you show up, it doesn't matter what anyone thinks about you, okay? What other people think about you is actually none of your business, to be honest. What other people think about you is none of your business. You have to allow yourself to focus on what it is that you believe because, again, you create your reality, your thoughts, and your beliefs, not their beliefs. But actually, the thing is, other people's beliefs do create your reality if you choose to let them, if you choose to give that power away. So know that you don't need any external validation. This is your reality. And this is why it's important to focus on your beliefs and what you believe to be true, okay? And remember, believing in yourself is the first step to success. That already puts you halfway there. Okay, so believe in yourself. Don't seek external validation. Let it go. Because over time, when you just consistently focus on what other people think, this is what leads to self-doubt. This is what leads to people-pleasing and hesitation and not taking inspired action because you're afraid of what other people are going to think. right? And this makes it so hard for us to express who we truly are, because when we're doubting ourselves, when we're stuck in that people-pleasing victim mentality and it's poor me and we never want to make a move, we are not going to be able to even figure out who the fuck we are because all of our life force energy is being given to other people, helping other people focus on what they're thinking, staying up all night, reminiscing on something that somebody said to you. And no, this is why it's so important to call your energy back, keep yourself grounded, focus on that self-love, focus on your self-concept, right? What is it that you believe to be true about yourself? Again, remember that question. Where in your life are you still seeking permission to be your authentic self? Okay? So I want you to imagine that you're a powerful flame, but instead of burning freely and wildly, you keep adjusting the size of your flame or your light based on who's watching. Eventually, you start to forget just how bright you were meant to shine. So I want to ask you this question. What parts of yourself have you dimmed to fit into someone else's expectations? What part of yourself have you dimmed to fit into someone else's expectations? Okay? And really allow yourself to go deep on this one, because this shadow work question makes you dive deep, makes you start to look back at where you learned to start dimming your light, or what circumstance made you start to kind of pull yourself back. I'm seeing a hermit crab now, how they just go back in their home. What parts of yourself have you dimmed to fit into someone else's expectations? And then you also have to ask yourself why. Why have you dimmed yourself to fit into someone else's expectation? Why do you feel the need to not be your authentic self to make someone else feel comfortable? So now, to lighten it up, I want to talk about the energy of self-sovereignty and what it feels like to stand in your truth, okay? So, when you reclaim your power, you no longer need permission to exist as your most authentic self. No, you get to be who you truly are unapologetically. You don't dim your light to make anyone else feel comfortable. You come to this planet to express your authenticity, to be who you truly are, and create the most beautiful, most abundant life, while also attaining soul wisdom through the experiences, through the relationships and the connections, right, with other people. So again, know that this is your reality. Okay, this is a mental simulation. Look at it as a game. We're all playing the game of life. We all have the same video game on, and we're all playing the game of life, but we are our own individual characters. We all have different tools in our toolkit. We all have different backgrounds, different point of views and perspectives, and we're able to maneuver through this experience how we choose to. So this is how you have to look at life, is let me be the character in my life, right? Let me be the character in my life. This is my life. This is my role. That's what it is, period. Okay, so with the energy of self-sovereignty, you stop waiting for someone else to tell you that you're good enough. Because you already know you are. You already know that you are inherently worthy. You already know that abundance is your birthright. You already know that whatever is desired by you is destined for you, period. When you allow yourself to hold faith, when you allow yourself to embody your truth and be authentic as fuck, it is inevitable, okay? The highest vibrational frequency, and even science has already proven this as well, the highest vibrational frequency that a person, a human being, can experience is not love. It's not even gratitude. It is authenticity. That is an unmatched frequency, therefore aligning you with abundance, aligning you with wealth, aligning you with the right people, right connections, right thoughts, ideas. Everything just starts to flow. So when you allow yourself to start trusting your inner guidance more than all of the noise around you, right? All the people trying to please them. No, when you let that go, you start to radiate an energy of certainty, freedom, and authenticity. It's just emanating out of your being, okay? And you just start magnetizing things. You start to magnetize all the right people. All of the right people will just naturally start to align with you. effortlessly. And you sit with yourself and your spirit team, right? And you're like, hey, I am ready to truly be the person that I came here to be. I am ready to fully embody the truth of who I am and align with my higher self and have my higher self come and move through me. When you set that intention and you stand firm in it and you know and you trust, that abundance is already your birthright. And it's just a matter of you aligning with the frequency of abundance so that you call it in effortlessly. Okay? And honestly, it's just like switching from being a passenger in your own life to sitting in the driver's seat with full control of where you're choosing to go. You're no longer being the passenger princess or the passenger prince. You are the driver, okay? You get to choose where you are headed, okay? This is your reality. Again, whoever controls the mind controls the soul. This is your reality. So you have to know that you have to control your thoughts, your actions, your beliefs. Keep them all in alignment with your truth and stand firm in it. So now I have another question that I want you guys to ask yourself. What would your life look like if you trusted yourself fully? Whew. What would your life look like if you trusted yourself fully? What would your life look like? I want you to get deep in that question as well. And any of these questions, feel free to leave your comments below. I would love to know. This is a beautiful way of helping to alchemize energy, okay? Rather than keeping all of these thoughts in your mind, you're moving the energy. You're now channeling it through writing, through speaking, through sharing it, So just know that everything in your life is serving your highest and greatest good. Just allow yourself to show up for yourself. Do these things, even when they get a little bit uncomfortable. Still allow yourself to show up, okay? So now we are going to talk about how to reclaim your power and how to stop seeking external validation. So let's discuss some practical steps to help you fully align into your power. So make sure you guys have your notes. And we are going to dive in, okay? I have 5 bullet points. So, number 1 is to recognize where you are giving it away. Like, awareness literally is key. You need to notice whenever you feel the need to be validated, okay? And then ask yourself, would I still do this if no one was watching? Ooh, take a step back. Recognize where you are giving your power away. Where are you giving it away? Where are you seeking external validation? Notice when you feel the need to be validated, and then ask yourself, would I still do this if no one was watching? That's how you know. That's how you know you're living out of alignment with something, or something needs to be realigned, or something needs to be reprogrammed or shifted, okay? So really pay attention and notice whenever it is that you feel the need to be validated by someone else, right? Okay, so now number 2, coming in with release the fear of judgment. And this one is kind of heavy. This one can sometimes be challenging, okay? Because again, we were conditioned to seek external validation. So it's almost like we're always looking to please someone else, right? Know that people will always have their own opinions. They will always have their own point of view. And some people are so rigid and stuck in their belief systems. But hey, let them have their opinions. Your soul's mission is not up for debate. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks about you. Again, what somebody thinks about you is none of your business. So what do you think about you? What do you believe to be true about you? Right? And release the fear of judgment. So next we have number 3, build radical self-trust. Okay? Create a practice of tuning in to your higher self, tuning in with your internal guidance through journaling, meditation, right? Doing some energy work, Reiki, getting out into nature, getting off of social media, even like turning your phone off as you go for a nature walk. You know what I'm saying? Go on and hike, do something where you can just be with yourself. You can just be with your thoughts. Even if it's creating like a nice bath, set the intention to cleanse, to purify, to let go of all of the things that no longer serve you, and to embody your highest self. Being in a bathtub is actually a portal as well. So again, use all of the tools and all the elements that we have here and allow yourself to tap in and tune in with the truth of who you are, doing like higher self meditations and stuff like that, and really connecting with your truth, okay? And building that deep radical self-trust. So Then we have, and I'm also hearing, what I didn't add in my notes was to also incorporate plant medicine. Also incorporating plant medicine, okay? That has changed my life, especially when it comes to like my self-trust. I learned through ayahuasca. When I did ayahuasca in December 2023, and the one biggest takeaway that I walked away with that changed my life forever is that I can trust myself. I was literally in tears because I'm like, damn, like I fucking trust myself. And for the longest time, that was just not something. It was just non-existent. I was always seeking external validation. I was always trying to be who I was not. I didn't even know who I was because I was too busy being everything for everyone growing up. Okay, I had to be the mom, the dad, the mentor, the teacher, the translator. I had to be a lot. Okay, so I was wearing a lot of hats, and I never got to really uncover the truth of who I was. I never even knew who I truly was. I forgot along the way. I remember I actually knew who I was in the beginning, and then I forgot along the way through all the trauma, through all the chaos. But now I see it as just so much beauty, so much abundance, so much lessons, so much wisdom that I attained through all of these experiences. So again, like, number 3, build that radical self-trust. Go within, trust yourself, do what you have to do to release others, other people's expectations, their beliefs. Let it all go and fall into the truth of who you are. Then we have number 4, use affirmations to shift your subconscious mind. So powerful. For example, you can say like, my truth is valid. I am worthy and deserving of being heard. I trust myself fully. I don't need permission to be who I truly am. I love and honor myself deeply, completely, and unconditionally. So really embodying and reclaiming your power, listening to confidence affirmations, self-love affirmations, self-trust affirmations. And hey, definitely let me know if you guys are wanting any type of specific affirmations. I could definitely conjure something up and get that out for you guys. So definitely leave me some comments or let me know if there's some affirmations that you guys would like me to create. So then number 5, last but not least, number 5 is to take unapologetic action. Okay? Take unapologetic action. Show up as your true, authentic self, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. Okay? And it's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable because we were programmed to be someone else. We were programmed to hide who we truly are. We were told that we were weird, or why are you doing that, or why are you just like that, or why you talk like that. We were bullied for certain things. So it's like we tried to hide those aspects of ourselves. But we have to allow ourselves to reintegrate these aspects and reclaim our power back. This is soul retrieval. Okay, this is some shamanic work. That's what shadow work is doing. And all of this work that I do, this is Quantum Soul Evolution Podcast, okay? So I want you to become so expansive, okay, on a quantum level. I want you to know and realize that you are not just your human body. You are here on planet Earth having a human experience. And yes, you forgot who you were in order to uncover who you truly are again. That's what makes this human experience a little bit spicy. You know what I'm saying? It gives it a little bit of seasoning. So know that this is your reality. Okay, reclaim your power. Step back into the truth of who you are. So now I want to close out with today's affirmation. Today's affirmation, and this is what you can focus on all week, okay? So today's affirmation is, I release the need for external validation. My power is mine to claim, and I fully stand in my truth. I release the need for external validation. My power is mine to claim, and I stand fully in my truth. Period. Know that your truth is your superpower. The more you own it, the more you begin to align with the life that's meant for you. So no more seeking external validation. This is your confirmation that it's time for you to step fully back into your power. So this was today's episode. I really hope that you guys gained some value, gained some insight. I hope that you guys had a quantum shift happen as well. I really hope that this episode spoke to you on a soul level. Please be sure to comment, like, share this with someone who needs this message. And if you're ready to go deeper, definitely head on over to thehealingempress.com and book a one-on-one session to work with me today, where we can begin to clear out any energetic blocks that have been keeping you stuck and activate your highest and greatest timeline. So, on that note, I hope that you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, afternoon, or night, or whenever you come across this quantum soul activation. Bye!